Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thank you for logging on. If you enjoyed these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you like this watch, you can see it and purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Chronograph 26470ST. Call this one the skinless elephant because this dial, commonly paired with alligator leather, is often known as the elephant. Well, this is a different kind of pachyderm as it features a full Audemars Piguet steel bracelet. We'll talk about how that changes the fit and the look of the watch, as well as the value proposition and the aesthetic relationship to the original Royal Oak. Now you can see on my wrist, it's a big watch, 42 millimeters in diameter. This is the 2014 to present Royal Oak 42. Most of those changes are on the crown side. It's a slim watch, despite being what could generously be called a 42. Honestly, it's far more effectively. It is still quite slim at only 14.7 millimeters. That's not the measurement you would expect for a watch that spans 58.8 millimeters link to link across the wrist. Now, the case itself is 54 across the wrist, but you're going to find this one wears more like the 58.8 because that is the shortest rigid horizontal measurement across the wrist. I cannot pull the bracelet down any more than you see right here. So bring a big wrist. I would say reasonably 16 centimeters circumference is going to be the smallest wrist to wear this watch on the bracelet. It dramatically changes the fit equation, as the timepiece on leather or even preferably rubber is far more amenable to a fit on a small wrist. This is a watch all of bracelet that is going to demand a bigger wrist and perhaps a rounder wrist profile to better wear it. You'll also note that the links themselves nicely flow out from the actual taper of the case and the shape of the lugs. This is much more like a traditional Royal Oak in that the bracelet is integrated into the case and the lug hoods are all of a piece, and you can visually trace this watch back to 1972 in the Gerald Genta original. Of course, it has the design language established by Emmanuel Guet in 1993 with the first offshore, and all of the refinements that came in 2014 with the redesign of the Offshore 42. Now, there was some dial work done. A few new dials like this one were offered, but the real changes were on the crown side, where everything that used to be coated with a polymer shoulder or a polymer sleeve like the pushers and the crown collar, all of that was replaced with a more durable black ceramic. And get as close as I can here and show you that even that has been thoughtfully finished with alternately satin and polished facets. The slight beveling of the chronograph pushers, polished. The rest of the pushers themselves, satin. Thoughtful detail. The guards themselves have been built up. They're a little bit more geometrically strident, sharp, and thrusting than the previous design. And of course, one of the 2014 upgrades being the arrival of a permanent display case back on the production 42 millimeter pieces. Now, jumping back to the bracelet real quick, you can see that these are meaty links and they are sized with screws, not pin sleeves. It's a very solid bracelet befitting a watch of this size and stature. Everything's hand finished, as with the case and the bezel, and you will note that it uses a very robust double fold deployment, but it is a sequential deployment. So remember, not to pinch the AP logo, it goes down second. Twin trigger release, so this one stays resolutely closed when you don't want it to pop open. All of this 100 meters water resistant, and you will note the bracelet fixed the case by screws, no spring bars here, and that's the way it should always be on a luxury watch. The bezel gasket is a more thoroughly expressed component of the offshore than on the original Royal Oak, where it's visible but muted. Here, it's clearly one of the layers of the case construction. You can see case back, mid-case, bezel gasket, and bezel. Polished and rounded on its flanks, octagonal in general appearance, and satin finished vertically on its tops, countersunk. Bolts in stainless steel, hex bolts, high polished relative to the satin vertical finish of the bezel. The dial is a Mega Tapisserie, so it is that famed hobnail design. Let's see how close we can get. But instead of the tapisserie cut by a pantograph, this is a more robust stamped Mega Tapisserie with larger hobnails that has then been gloss lacquered to create this high shine finish. You'll also note black on gray, tone on tone. It's a subtle look, but an effective one. All AP logo, numerals, and hands in white gold. There will be a loom shot, and you'll note a high contrast white painted chronograph seconds hand. The tachymeter scale outboard continuing the two-tone look, black and gray. satin finished black tachymeter scale that also acts as a ray haut to visually unite the bezel with the base of the dial, polished chapter rings for each of the registers, and a Cyclops eye magnifier on the dial side of the crystal, so you can see the date, which rests on the base movement, caliber 3126. The movement itself is an AP base with a Dubois de Praz vertical clutch chronograph module. The module is known as 3840. Automatic winding, 50 to 55 hour power reserve. It beats away at 21.6. It's a 59 joule, 365 part complicated caliber with a full balance bridge and a free sprung index for shock resistance, and an exceptionally large balance to keep good time in spite of being a relatively low 3 Hz beat rate. Bidirectional winding for smooth action, engraved winding mass in gold, ceramic rotor bearings for high efficiency and minimal maintenance. You will note the caliber nicely finished, a medley of hand finishing and machine work. As you can see, it's not quite as hand finished as something from APRP or, for example, the 2121 in the Jumbo, but it's nicely executed, and I would put it on par with the likes of FP Journe in terms of attention to detail and fine finishing. All screw heads black polished, all bridges with linear Côte de Genève, a gorgeous and tough caliber, water resistant to 100 meters. Inside this offshore 42, you can see the elephant shorn of its skin. Perhaps we should call this one the calloused elephant or the armored elephant. I don't know. You guys tell me in the description. But this is an entirely different look for Audemars Piguet's signature grayscale chronograph. See it and make it yours on the watchbox. And we're back with the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore Elephant. I never said black superluminova was going to glow brightly. This one shines brightly in the figurative sense, a bit dimmer by night, but then again, there are other offshores for that duty. See this one and make it yours on the watchbox.